Okay, welcome back to the channel, and we are going from Miami International over this little bit of water here to the Bahamas, and more specifically Grand Bahama Airport. And of course, we're doing it in my beloved MD-11, of course, with FedEx Livery. And you have to kind of let it get warmed up a bit on the tarmac plane. Not because that's anything specific with the actual plane, it's just the mod when I converted it. So I've got to let it sit on the tarmac just so we can get at least two of the engines going. So that they're both on 10 now. And now we can get going. Hopefully have a good takeoff. Sounds absolutely magnificent, this thing. This is the best thing that's happened to Flight Simulator for me. Possibly since I got it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do here. The third engine usually gets going when you're airborne, not until. Whether that's a real thing or that's part of the mod, I'm not sure. If someone can answer that for us. But yeah, look, you see it's sort of going now, it's on 1. That to get to 10, but once we lift off, using absolutely every part of the runway here. Gotta pull back soon. Okay, there we go. Oof, just. There we go. So coming up sideways. Look, that other engine will get going now, and that will sort of balance everything out. This thing can be a mission to land, but I've got a good feeling. I think we'll underland in the Bahamas. I've never done too many other flight sim videos. Where we've been to like the Caribbean and things, but I think I might start doing them because there's some cool little airports there. And the first actual flight sim video I did was to St. Bart's. It was a quick one. I landed the A380 there because that's very, very small sort of runway. But yeah, I managed to land that there. That was good fun. Check that out. Check out the rest of the channel while you're here. Plenty of other good flight sim videos, and hit that subscribe button. Drop us, of course, we're known for our requests here, so if you want to request, yeah, pop it down in the comments. We'll see if we can do it for you. So yeah, stick with us. There's going to be a lot of videos of the MD-11 if this is your aircraft. Stick with us definitely over the coming days. I've got lots of fresh MD-11 content coming up, and I'm very excited for this one. It's going to be, yeah, once you get the hang of this, it's a cracking aircraft. Of course, we're going with the FedEx livery. I won't fly anything else. It has to be FedEx. That's what I know it from. That's what it's sort of famous for. They're still flying a few of these, I believe. I don't know about MD-10s. I know they've got a few MD-11s still sort of active, and just look at it, it's absolutely gorgeous. I remember one of my favourite things, I often say, I mean, I go to Dubai and things, and I always love just being in the pool. My hotel fairly near the airport, and just when one of these goes over, I mean, you know about it, it just sounds fantastic. It's like for me, I compare it to kind of the old era of Formula 1, like the 80s, 90s, just those sort of sounds. It's cracking, just laughs of dying breed. We make our way to the Bahamas, of course. Yeah, so this was converted this one through the I think it's the Legacy converter, which is available from Nexus mods. And for that, yeah, it was actually too hard. I'm trying to. There's a few other planes I want to sort of review. I'm after a stealth bomber, so I'm going to convert that as well. At some point, we'll get someone to convert it for us, and yeah, we'll go from there. It'll be coming up on the channel. But yeah, it wasn't too hard, and it looks really good, as you can see. I mean, you think, oh, it's converted from a game in 2006. It's going to be a bit, graphics going to be a bit crackly. It doesn't. I haven't gone like in the cockpit yet with it because I've had a few glitches, like with the Concorde. And, you know, I don't really want to do it on a flight, but maybe when I'm on my messing around with it, I'll probably I'll probably have a look at that. I don't think anything in the cockpit works, Like some people I know like a lot of the buttons and things. I'm just showing this off what it can do for the moment. It's going okay actually. Glad I've got all 3 engines working. It does take time at the start procedure. So what I do is I generally I sit on the tarmac, put the throttle to like, full, and then one engine will always start up, then you keep the parking brake on, and then you go, and hopefully that the second engine kicks in. That's all you really need. Just as long as the second one kicks in, you'll be fine, because then that balances it out. But you can't just have it with just one, because it tilts right, and then I crashed into traffic like twice before we've actually got it right now. So yeah, we'll just do a quick view from the outside. How gorgeous is that? Look at that with the sun in the background. That is fantastic. How it should look. It's pure sound as well. I mean, it's so noisy. I've had to turn it down actually. There's a quick look in the cockpit. I did that by accident, but it didn't freeze this time, thankfully. But I'm not sure we'll be able to have a look around. We might at some point, who knows. This is well worth converting. I mean, it takes a few minutes to convert. I mean, you've got to download this. I mean, this took about 10 minutes to download, and the converter itself, maybe another 2 minutes. Then once you do all the stuff, go through all the process, it's well worth it. We've got this finally. I just thought we're gonna have to wait for them to release the sort of the proper studio version, and I will have to wait for that. I know, but for the meantime, because that could take ages, that could be another year or so. In the meantime, we got this, and this is working just perfect. Blue skies, taking it from Miami to the Bahamas, one very sunny place to another. Yeah, we just keep. I just don't want to get another overspeed, but it doesn't look too bad though. It's not doing too bad when you're going quite fast like we are now. I think it could probably handle a lot more than we should be giving it. I just don't want to have to start again and go back there, the whole start procedure. I will start to do videos with a bit longer distance, so if we do Miami to Bahamas, yeah, that's great. But then we can do things a little bit further afield. Maybe we'll go to Europe next with it, or another one in America. I don't know. See what happens. I moved the runway with this as well, so I think it's on the left side. I'm not certain, but it's a very, you see we're on the line now, it's very straightforward. There's not one turn from our point, so I haven't got to manoeuvre it, turn it round and come back or anything like that. It's just literally, we land at this particular, we go to this particular point, and then the runway should be like direct from there. But with this, yeah, you need to, it does take a while to slow down. It's not like the Concorde will slow down fairly quickly if you give it the time. This will take time. You've got to, of course, bring it down. I'm going rather fast at the minute. Not too worried. I know this, yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, it can take what we give it, but we'll give it, bring some flaps up anyway, just to try to slow it. We've reduced throttle as well. I've never been to the Caribbean actually, so I look at it, the adverts on telly and stuff, and I've looked into it a little bit. I think, oh yeah, it's more, I could actually quite fancy myself going at some point. Obviously not yet. I mean, as I spoke on the channel about the other day, the desire to go to Florida at some point is strong, so that's kind of the travelling priority if I do have to travel again. But yeah, no, the Caribbean, I could see one day. I could see that happen. So we can sort of just look in the distance. You can kind of see some land. Get the flaps up as well, just to try and slow things. I've got a fear we might have slowed things a bit too much. We'll reduce the flaps. Yeah, you see the flaps working in this. Oh, it's great. It's really, really accurate. Tilt it up. Maybe it's kind of knowing what to do. You don't want it to be too fast, though. You want to get there a bit quicker. Very, 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 very difficult to know what to do. Bahamas. Blue sky, not one cloud. Freeport, I think, is the area. That, the third engine just staring us in the face there. Beautiful work. It's very straight. This could be good. This could look good for the approach. Hypertone. Just trying to concentrate a bit here. May have to trim it up a tad. Just try and slow it down. Cause it's getting, as you bring it down, it gets quicker. So trimmed up a tad. Maybe might need to a little bit more. Starting to reduce the engines now. Sort of beginning to approach. It's very hard to slow down this, but if you do the right things at once, hopefully we won't have a problem just as we come into land. Okay, so we can see land much closer. There's the lines there of appeared. That's going to a totally different runway, I think. A totally different airport, it looks like. I think I'm just going to stick with this. I mean, this is what the map says. I've got to turn this off, like the automated landing system. But not like the guys. I never use it. And when it says, oh, you're too fast, or go around, something like that. But 9 times out of 10, I get it on the ground. And now, yeah, I've got to look into the settings at some point. But, decent action. There's another red lines in the distance. I think that's more where we should be aiming for. It looks more likely. Okay, yeah. Business end now. What can we do? Hopefully it won't be an embarrassment like yesterday's landing in LAX. A few more flaps, why not? Engine's right down. Got to get really, really slow. Still looking good. Landing gear down now as well. We can be slower. Speed is dropping dramatically. This looks alright if I can line it up centre line. There's the runway. Look at that. It's not tiny. I mean, it's long, but very thin compared to what LAX and some of the bigger airports have got. It's very thin indeed. This doesn't look too bad. Much slower than yesterday's one if we're comparing it to that. So that last bit looks quite good. What are we going to need here? There we go, centre line, look at this. Touch it down, right? Yes, we do. It's a bit hard, but we've done the job. I'm happy for that. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.